Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be telling the story of the first TPK that I DM'd. So my party consisted of, or the party I was DMing, I guess you would say, comprised of one Warforged and 2 humans. I forget what their classes were because we played this like 3 weeks ago, and as I said, they're dead, so I kind of forgot what their classes were. And to make things worse, this was the first mission. So yeah, I just remember, a cleric warforged, a ranger human, and I'm sorry, but I forget the last one. I just remember that he was a human. So yeah, cleric warforged, ranger human, something else human. Anyway, so they were on this dwarven island, and they were just wandering through, the 2 humans, and they are confronted by some guards. The guards take them to like the governor's, don't know if you'd necessarily call it a palace, more like a town hall, something like a town hall, I'd say. And the governor, I think his name was Maurice Glover, he was running behind on a little bit of a problem. So the ruler of the entire Dwarven kingdom had given some orders to the governor, Maurice Glover, to deal with an infestation problem a while back, but he kind of put it off and stuff. Basically just typical bad governing type situation. And he was running a little late on the situation, and he was outsourcing who he hired to deal with the problem to just foreigners, because he did not want anyone in the Dwarven Kingdom to really know about this. So he found the 2 humans, hired them, and then gave them a Warforged, because in the world I created, Warforged are a gift from one of the gods to the dwarfs, and then they're just starting to understand how to create Warforged. So that's kind of the relationship between Warforged and dwarves in this world. So they give a Warforged to go along with the 2 humans. That creates our entire party. Anyway, so they set out on this mission to go deal with the issue. After a full day walk through a forest, they get to a farming village, and there's just one person waiting for them in the center of this village. And they take the party back to their house, just to have a quick conversation with them. Basically, they're there to camp outside inside of their fields, their farm, whatever, and just wait there in case anything comes and attacks. And then if anything does come and attack, they're supposed to obviously kill it, and then they're supposed to head over to the nearby coast to see if there's any like pirate ship or something like that, and if it is, take it over, take it down, something of that effect. So they're there. The house, they get set up behind the rice field. They are camping out in the night, and apparently Warforged can sleep and still be conscious, or something to that, something like that. I don't really remember all too well, but anyway, my player playing the Warforged uses that to have all of them sleep so that they can be at their best when anything attacks. So it's about halfway through the night, and then there's some rumbling and stuff coming from the other side of the forest that's beyond the rice field they're standing just to the back of. Some rumbling going on, and they're starting to wake up now. The Warforged just got up, woke the other two. Anyway, so there's some rumbling coming from the forest, and out comes one of those ogres that has like a fort on its back. Is one of those. Yeah, one of those. And inside of the ogre's fort on its back is, if I remember this correctly, one Darrow with a crossbow and two Boggles with the crossbow. With crossbows, I mean. In this world, Boggles are kind of this creature. I wouldn't necessarily say enslaved, because they don't seem like human intelligence. They, if I'm right, they seem like more animal intelligence. But anyway, besides the point, the Darrows in this world kind of just use Boggles for like manual labor and such. And this is one of those instances. So yeah, they're up there in the fort shooting down at the players, and the players don't really seem to have any problem with fighting the ogre. They kill the ogre relatively quickly, if I remember. And that was the end of our first session right there, because one of our players' parents showed up, so you know, we kind of just, like, we didn't want to just go in the fight without her, so we ended it there and just left it to be continued the next time they came over. So next session they come over and we resume the fight. At this point, Ogre's dead. Now it's the Darrow and the two Boggles have climbed out of the fort and they're on the field on their own. Players, I don't remember what shape they were in all too well. No, they weren't in the best shape. I don't really remember all that well, sorry. So they're kind of just chipping damage ever so often. Actually, no, they weren't chipping damage at all. It was pretty hit or miss, and they were missing a lot. Luckily, the enemies were also missing a fair amount. Because you know what the story is about, obviously, you know they weren't missing often enough. The enemies, that is. Anyway, they're just really doing their best to hold on. One player died. I believe it was the human that I couldn't remember the class of that I spoke of. He tried to escape, like, and duck down inside of the rice field, but that didn't really work out for him too well. So he died, and then that left our Warforged and our the Ranger Human. So Ranger Human and the Cleric Warforged, they were holding on pretty well. Our other human, he was doing really well with his death saves. In fact, if this wasn't a TPK, he would have come back to life. Pain. Anyway, the Cleric Warforged was doing a fair amount of healing for the Ranger Human and herself. The Ranger Human, he was putting on a bit of a fight. He was doing fairly well. If I'm not mistaken, he might have killed one of the enemies, but my memory isn't too good for details like that, sadly. Eventually, the Warforged ended up dying. He was killed by one of the enemies. Our Ranger Human, he was holding on pretty well for a good amount of time, dealing some damage, and yeah, that was just a point where his health got too low, and no matter what I rolled, he died. Um, he died. So yeah, they all died. They were killed. I am very sad. I did not want that to go that way. I had really high hopes for the campaign. I thought it was just like, gonna be amazing and all. But they died. Was it my fault? Maybe a little. But our other human that I mentioned earlier, the guy playing him, was very reassuring to me. Told me like, oh, it's not your fault and stuff. These things happened. We rolled bad. You should never fudge dice. I did not, by the way. I want to make that very clear. I did not ever fudge dice, at least in this campaign. I was a bit different in my style of DMing a year or two back. But anyway, and then on the other hand, the player of our ranger human, he came up to me at school and was like, dude, that was pretty lame, you should have fudged dice and stuff. Two very polar reactions to what happened. I like the former reaction better, though, so yeah, I don't feel really too bad about it anymore. As for the player of the Warforged Cleric, she didn't really say anything about it. I'm assuming she was disappointed because like first mission, don't really want to die, but yeah. Anyway, we spent, and by we I mean they spent the next like 3 hours making new characters. We did not want to leave this world. I put like a week, like I spent like a week developing this world, and they seemed to think it was a pretty cool world, and they didn't want me to go make another one. So we just stuck with the world, didn't change any events that happened. They made new characters. The events that happened already happened. We kind of just went off into a separate part of the world I made. We continued from there. Now they are some fugitives of some sort. Is trying to escape a Leonin island because there was some kind of a dragon attack that happened on it, and so now they're on their ship and they're being attacked by pirates right now, which we will see the effects of on Sunday. We haven't played in a few weeks for unrelated reasons, but yeah. So I'm excited for this Sunday. I thought, just in spirit of our next session this Sunday, I thought I would make this video, talk about what happened. First TPK, kind of a big thing, kind of. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the story, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh, right, please like and subscribe.